Howdy CSU foodies, and welcome to CTV Cooks. Are you ready to get saucy? I'm Gideon Aigner.
And I'm Julie Baltazar. Welcome to our fun, sizzling cooking show where you get to witness culinary magic right on your screen. We have a lot in store for you tonight.
We'll kick off tonight's show with an overview of the latest happenings within the FOCO food world, from cooking events happening on campus to the latest dining hotspots around town.
After that, prepare for the most pawsome adventure as some friends and I go to drink lattes and cuddle up with cats at a cat cafe.
Then I'll show you a nostalgic dish I made for the big football game back on February 12th.
After that, I will show you how to make chicken nuggets in 3 ways, and Gideon will take us to a surprise restaurant that makes chicken and donuts. And to wrap up the show, Gideon and I's taste buds will dive into name brand versus knockoff snacks to see if we can taste the difference.
All this and more tonight on CTV Cooks, starting now. Last weekend, food lovers gathered together for an afternoon of culinary fun in the Aggie Village apartments. Students were able to stop by the community kitchen and pick up free ingredients to make Italian calzones. Calzones are essentially pizza that's folded in half and baked. The filling provided was tomato sauce, and there were 3 different types of cheese: ricotta, parmesan, and mozzarella. I must say, cooking is one of the best ways to bring people together, and Aggie Village plans to host 2 more of these events: stuffed peppers on March 25th and spring rolls on April 22nd. It'll be first come, first serve, starting at 5 p.m.
Whether you are a vegan or vegetarian, plant-based options in bigger restaurants can often be hard to find on menus. This is why Native Foods will be opening up late February on South College Avenue. Rooted in California, this made-from-scratch eatery will have a variety of foods ranging from veggie burgers to freshly made salads. The restaurant will serve as the 4th location in Colorado since 2014 and will make a great addition to the Fort Collins food scene.
After 20 years of serving the community with fresh, gourmet sandwiches, Schlotsky's Sandwich Shop, located on South College Avenue, is closing its doors for good. However, not all is lost, because a new sandwich shop is set to take over the location. Daddy-O's Green Onion is a local Loveland sandwich joint. They are known to make bread from scratch and even offer soups and pizza.
The Fort Collins Foodie Walk in Old Town has been happening every 3rd Friday of the month for years, and the most recent one on February 17th was not one to miss. Local Fort Collins businesses offered cheese samplers and handcrafted desserts. Valentine's Day themed chocolates were also featured to share with loved ones. Look out for the next walk that will happen on March 17th.
That's all that we have on the Fort Collins food scene tonight, but stick around for the hot pot of the show. After the break, Julie has a special treat that involves kiddings being perfect baristas.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say, how are you, or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
And we are back. Cats are one of my favorite animals. They are sweet, cuddly, soft, and well before I go continue on for hours, I'm sure you're wondering why I'm bringing this up during a cooking show. See, cat cafes are a new trend that have been popping up in recent years. The concept originated in Taiwan in 1998. It was to create a space where people could relax and spend time with cats, even if they couldn't have one of their own. Last week, I took some friends to the NoCo Cat Cafe, established in 2021. This is Northern Colorado's first ever cat cafe. In 2021, NoCo Cat Cafe officially opened its doors, becoming the perfect place to not only get your coffee, but also your cat fiend fix.
We're kind of part adoption, part cafe. This is the cats' home before they find their forever homes. Well, we thought it'd be a really fun thing to do for the community. So you can have, coffees, teas, snacks. We do like yoga with cats. We do game night with cats. So we just try to do have a really fun, relaxing, laid-back place for the community to come hang out and then help socialize the cats.
Partnered with Colorado Kitty Coalition, the cafe has already left quite the paw print on these kitties' lives.
She runs a foster-based rescue in Fort Collins, so she rescues the cats from all over the country, gets them medical care, spayed or neutered, vaccinated, and then they come here to be adopted. We only take the cats in the cafe that would want to be here and thrive being here. Cats that want to be around people, want to be around other cats. We take the cats in here that really thrive being around people and other cats. The cats really take ownership of the place. They think of it as their home. So they're never in any cages. When you come here, you'll see how they would act in your home. So if you're looking for a more shy cat, you'll see that it's a shy cat. Generally, if you're looking for a more outgoing cat, they're going to be showing that off.
And while you make some new furry friends, you can also get your hands on an extra special cup of coffee.
Yeah, we felt very strongly about partnering with local businesses to be a part of the fabric of downtown Loveland. And so we just reached out to businesses that we already went to and liked, and we really liked their product. So Dark Heart was our first partner. They make an exclusive blend of coffee that's only sold at the Cat Cafe. And then Feel Love does our pastries. Our tea comes from a Fort Collins tea place called the Tea and Spice Exchange. We brew the coffee here fresh. If we try to do the best that we can, even though we have cats walking around, to have the quality cafe experience.
An awesome treat to go along with an experience that always leaves people smiling.
People walk in all the time and they're just smiling from ear to ear, so distracted by the cats, and then I hear them all the time as their stay continues. They're like, "This is the best place ever. This is so calming. I forgot about my problems."
And in an environment like this, it's no surprise that the cats end up finding their perfect person.
People who adopt here get back to us all the time and want to tell us how the cats are doing. I just had a phone call from an elderly woman who adopted a cat, and she wanted to tell me how great it was and how loved the cat is. People always send us pictures on Facebook or Instagram, and so we repost those to show people how the adoption went, because a lot of people who come in here just to hang out and play with the cats kind of form relationships with the cats too, and so they're interested in their adoption story as well.
Cats, coffee, a place to hang out. NoCo Cat Cafe just might have the recipe to warming people's hearts. If you're lucky, maybe a cup of coffee won't be the only thing you bring home the next time you're in Loveland. This experience was so unique. I could not stop thinking about my boyfriend's cat, Hashi.
And I couldn't stop thinking about my cat, Nona. Now, I don't think she'd do too well in a cat cafe. She takes a while to warm up to people. And honestly, but that looks like so much fun.
It was so much fun. It was so cute. There were cats everywhere. When we were filming, they'd come up to us and sniff the mic, and it was just adorable. I was wondering about how the cats do around coffee machinery and equipment, but it doesn't seem to be too much of an issue, but still something to look out for.
That's fair. That makes sense. Yeah, I can imagine them dipping their noses, their little schnozzes into the.
I know.
Oh.
I know. Some cats love to knock things off and spill everything everywhere, but fortunately, it's not too much of an issue at the Cat Cafe.
Yeah. Well, folks, looks like it's time for a quick break, but don't worry, we'll be right back with some tips on how to make a delicious, creamy dip for parties.
Jason, let's go see your room.
Welcome back, Rams. If you're looking for a crowd-pleasing appetizer to bring to your next watch party, look no further than Burger Dip. This creamy, cheesy, flavorful dip is a hit with guests, and the best part is that my grandma has been making it for years. And I felt inspired to introduce it to all my friends this big game. I brought it to the big game earlier this month, and now I'll show you how to make it. Hey everybody! So it's that time of year, the big game's coming back up, and I got a party I gotta get to tomorrow. And it would be really in poor form for me to show up to a potluck with no food. So I'm gonna make something that my grandma always makes this time of year. Cheeseburger dip. You're gonna need 2 pounds of American cheese, 2 pounds of ground beef, 20 ounces of canned tomatoes with green chilies, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 4 teaspoons of Worcestershire. So what we're gonna wanna do first is that we're gonna wanna turn on our pan. So we're gonna put that on medium heat, and we're gonna put in a little bit of olive oil. Make sure that the olive oil is fully coating the pan. So what you're going to want to do to make sure that the pan's ready is you're going to get a little bit of water on your fingers, a little bit, enough that it'll drip. And then you're going to take it, you're going to just get a couple of drops in there. Once the water hits the oil and it starts crackling, then you can put in the meat. Once you have all of your meat in the pan, you're going to want to break it all up into small chunks. This way you can cook all of the meat and not leave any uncooked parts. Once you can't see any pink remaining, take the meat off of your heat and then continue to break it down into smaller chunks for a couple of minutes. Once you feel satisfied with that, we can move on to the next step. Once you have the meat thoroughly browned, what we're also going to want to do is strain out the liquid, the excess fat. Next, what we're going to want to do is cut up our cheese. With it being 2 pounds of cheese, it may take a minute, but cutting it into smaller pieces will help it melt once it's in the crock pot. Now that we have our cheese cut up, we're going to want to open our cans of tomatoes and green chilies. There are 2 things you're going to want to remember while opening your cans of tomatoes and green chilies. First, do not drain them. Second, use a can opener, not a can't opener like I was here. Never do what you see me doing on the screen. Now that we've got all of our ingredients prepared, we're going to put them all into the crock pot. Start with the tomatoes and green chilies, then add the cheese, followed by the meat, then put in your chili powder and Worcestershire sauce. Now we have to mix all of this together to have it relatively evenly distributed. Now that we've got this all mixed together and incorporated well, we're going to bring it over to the outlet, plug it in, cover it, and turn it to high. You're going to have it in there for 1 hour, checking and stirring it every 20 minutes. Once the time's up, you're going to unplug it and take it to wherever you're going to have the party. We're here at the party. We got the burger dip here looking good. We're heating it up. You're going to want to have it warming up for a while before people start eating it. Probably about 30 to 45 minutes is what we're going to want that doing there. In the unlikely event that you have leftovers, pack it up and throw it in the fridge. Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa. And bon appetit! Next time you're craving a classic burger, maybe give it a try. It's truly a creative and delicious way to enjoy an American classic in a brand new way. In the meantime, we're going to go on break, but don't leave just yet. Cost Cookers is coming up, where Julie will teach us how to make restaurant-worthy chicken nuggets from the comfort of your home.
Welcome back. As college students, finding budget-friendly meals that are quick and easy to make can be a challenge, especially if you tend to crave fast food classics such as Chick-fil-A sandwiches or chicken nuggets from McDonald's. In tonight's segment of Cost Cookers, I'll show you 3 different ways you can customize these crispy bite-sized pieces of chicken to your liking while also saving money. What's up, Rams? Welcome back to another episode of Cost Cookers, the segment where I show you guys 3 different and creative ways to mix up your meals on a college schedule and a college budget. For today, we'll be working with the classic, chicken nuggets. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So before you begin any of these recipes, preparing your nuggets will make prep and cook time a lot easier and quicker. Cook them according to instructions. For my particular brand, I baked them at 425 degrees for about 12 to 13 minutes. For our first recipe, we'll be making a chicken sandwich. The ingredients are hamburger buns, your greens of choice, a cheese of choice, 3 to 4 chicken nuggets, and Chick-fil-A sauce, but that's optional. To start off, toast your hamburger buns on the lowest setting on your toaster. They should be warm, but not too crunchy. Next, wash your greens of choice. I used arugula, before putting it to the side. I like putting a sauce on my sandwiches, so I'd spread Chick-fil-A sauce on both hamburger buns. After that, I arranged the arugula into a nice bed on the bottom bun for the chicken nuggets to sit on. Place 3 or 4 nuggets on top. Don't be shy when it comes to pressing them together or having them slightly overlap. You don't want any of your nuggets falling off. Take your cheese of choice and put it on top of the nuggets. This part is optional, but since I like my cheese melted, I stuck my sandwich in the oven and broiled it for less than 5 minutes. Once that's done, take it out of the oven, put your other bun on top, and your sandwich is complete. So this meal is pretty quick to make. It's probably one of the quickest to make out of the bunch of recipes that we're making for today. The longest part of this was honestly just waiting for the chicken nuggets to cook through. I cooked it for about 13 minutes at 425 degrees in the oven, but I also like to pop it in the air fryer for about 10 minutes at 400 degrees. But after that, assembly for the sandwich can be as long as you want or as quick as you want. I personally like my sandwiches super simple, but if you like yours fairly complicated, you can do whatever you'd like with your sandwich. For our next recipe, we'll be making a chicken salad. For ingredients, we'll be using greens of choice, cherry tomatoes, red onion, herbs of choice, shredded cheese of choice, 3 to 4 chicken nuggets, and ranch dressing. Start by washing your greens of choice in a colander and shaking off any excess water before putting it into your bowl. Next, cut up your cherry tomatoes as small as you like. I like them fairly small, so I cut them into quarters before throwing that on top of the lettuce. After that, dice your red onions. If you don't like having as much of a strong flavor, you can soak them in water for 5 minutes or so before sprinkling them on top. This is totally optional, but I also cut up some cilantro very finely since I enjoy fresh herbs in my salad. After that, cut up as many chicken nuggets as you want. It really depends on how you like your salads. I personally like a good amount of protein in mine, so I cut up 4 nuggets. Put them in your salad, top it off with some cheese, and then put on your dressing of choice. The awesome thing about this recipe is that it's also pretty quick. You literally throw everything together, and again, the longest thing that you have to do is cook the chicken nuggets. But this is also awesome for meal prepping. The only thing I would suggest is that before you put your salad into your Tupperware, I'd let your chicken cool off for just a bit, maybe until it's like completely cool before cutting it up and throwing it into the Tupperware with the salad. But other than that, you can get as creative as you'd like with this salad. Now for our last recipe, we'll be making chicken parm pasta. The ingredients will be spaghetti, butter, olive oil, minced garlic, diced white onion, Parmesan cheese, and pasta sauce of choice. Now I started off by waiting for my water to come to a boil. To make the process go by faster, I like to have my stove on high heat until it comes to a simmer. While we wait for this, I prepared my sauce. I threw some butter into a pan and waited for it to melt before pouring in some olive oil to keep the butter from burning. As soon as the butter melts, I put in about a half a tablespoon of minced garlic and followed it up with some white onion that I had diced beforehand. Check again on your pot of water. Once it's boiling, put in your desired amount of pasta and wait for that to cook. Switching back to the sauce, sauté the onions and garlic until they're fragrant. After that, pour about a 1/3 cup of pasta sauce into your pan. Stir the onions and garlic into the sauce and then check up on your pasta. My pasta took about 16 minutes to cook because of the altitude. Right before putting your pasta into the sauce, sprinkle in some Parmesan cheese on top while it's cooking and stir it in to ensure that the cheese melts into the sauce. Once it's fully incorporated, transfer your pasta into the pan and quickly mix it. Turn off your stovetop and transfer your pasta onto your plate. Now switch over to your cutting board. Cut up as many chicken nuggets as you like. I cut up about 3 and sprinkle them on top of your pasta. If you'd like, you can sprinkle some more cheese on top, but that's totally up to you. This meal is the most time-consuming of the bunch, but if you prepare your ingredients ahead of time, assembly should go by pretty quickly. This took me about 30 to 45 minutes overall, but I'd say that this dish is probably the most rewarding out of all three, and I'd say that the extra time is worth it. Here you go, chicken nuggets 3 ways. I hope you guys have fun trying these recipes and putting your own spin on them at home. Back to the studio. These are my go-to recipes for making chicken nuggets 3 different ways. It's quick, easy, and a healthier alternative to fast food. A perfect way you can enjoy your fast food favorites without breaking the bank.
And speaking of new trendy foods and chicken, I recently drove over to Timnath to visit Backyard Bird Chicken and Donuts, a comfort food restaurant that has had its doors open since 2020. The name is exactly what they serve, mouth-watering combinations of chicken and donuts that'll only leave you craving more. In 2007, the population of Timnath was 700 people, but now in 2023, it has grown to a population of 7,500, and it keeps getting bigger every day. One of the main things that shows this growth is new businesses like Backyard Bird Chicken and Donuts. The idea was started in 2017 by husband and wife team Matt and Nicole Smith.
We were always looking for a spot, and we were talking with the town of Timnath for about 5 years and trying to find a spot. So we ran as a food truck selling chicken sandwiches for 2 years prior. And then we were kind of looking at traffic counts, basically commuter kind of traffic. And we were like, how do we get that morning crowd? And we're like, well, there's a couple of donut places that seem really busy. So maybe there's a market out there for another donut place. So then we kind of were like, what if we did donuts and chicken? Is that a thing? Is that, I don't know.
After some research, Matt and Nicole found a restaurant based out of Pittsburgh that was founded on a similar concept.
So we're like, okay, like our idea isn't that crazy.
After graduating from San Diego State, Matt went to Paris to study at the most prestigious cooking school in the world, Le Cordon Bleu.
All of the instructors there were phenomenal. They all had to have worked at a one-star Michelin restaurant. So a lot of people in there that have like roots to culinary history.
While in Paris, Matt learned how to utilize ingredients to the fullest of their potential.
In Paris, the shopping is a way of life. It's a daily activity, and it's something you enjoy, which is really cool and kind of different than the American style where you go once a week, fill up your car as much as you can, and you're buying it from the person that made it. You get a lot more of that respect for the ingredient and a lot more of, oh, I don't want James's mushrooms to go to waste, because you met James.
After that, Matt worked in restaurants from Paris to Spain to California and eventually settled down here in Colorado.
And we kind of just needed a change of pace. We wanted to kind of find a spot that was kind of focused on 3 things: the dining scene, this emerging food scene, and I really wanted to be a part of it. Wanted something that had farms and had something that didn't feel like the big city. And then we're also looking for a spot that we could raise our 3 kids. My family loves this area. We moved pretty much right next to the school. They can ride their bikes, play outside. You know what I mean? It's just like all these things that I wouldn't have known about or even thought still existed, to be honest with you. It's almost like living in a Leave It to Beaver kind of world.
And as the brand and business have grown, so has Timnath.
I just kind of knew that Timnath was going to start growing at some point. The goal here is a little bit more of a long-term goal than it is a short-term goal of just trying to make a sale. We're really trying to be a part of the community.
And with his industry knowledge, Matt has found a few fun and unique ways to plant himself firmly in the community.
Oh, well, that's that purple lemonade, that I had with my daughter. It was the first time we've ever had that. Can't get that anywhere else because no one else has the purple lemonade. With some of the drawings that we have on the wall, they can put their name on the restaurant in Timnath.
And ultimately, that's what Backyard Bird is. The restaurant in Timnath.
When you come to Backyard Bird Chicken and Donuts, understand that we are really doing things from a craftsman perspective and really are putting a lot of love, time, and effort into trying to make the best chicken we can make.
And it's my pleasure to say that the fine folks over at Backyard Bird Chicken and Donuts have succeeded. Bon appetit! Man, that was so good. I can't wait to go back.
Yeah, I really liked the purple lemonade that they had there. But we're going on a break. However, before we end our show, we have one more sweet delight. Gideon and I will compete to see if we can guess which snack is the name brand and which one's the knockoff.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
We are testing some name brand versus knockoff treats tonight.
And just so the game's fair, Kira from Local Beats will be our host. Kira?
Hey guys, I'm super psyched to be here tonight, and we'll see who wins. So, are you guys ready to take this on?
Yes, ma'am.
We got 2 snacks today, and each one is either a brand or a knockoff snack. You will have to choose which one you think is which. First, guys, let's start off with the Doritos. We'll pull these down for y'all, and I'll let you take a little bite, and we'll see.
All right. That tastes classic right there.
Any thoughts, Julie?
Yeah, I
Classic.
think this is a Dorito just based off of what the texture on the second one looks like.
Let's
But
try this out.
Yeah. Let's see flavor-wise if it's a little more Dorito-y.
I mean, these
yeah,
are
this one's a
good.
Dorito. The blue one's a Dorito.
Blue
You
one
think
is
that as well?
definitely Dorito.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's see, guys. And you're correct. It is a Dorito. Yay. Okay, let's see if you can keep the streak going with our second snack, the Truly Gummy Worms. Not bears, worms.
Right.
Let's try this one first.
All right. Oh.
Gideon's got a lot.
Yeah, this kind of happened, which is odd, but let's.
Pick your color, I guess.
That's pretty solid. I like that a lot.
Okay.
I think I'll need to taste the other one before I make a guess.
I really don't know on this one either. I'm going to be a little surprised. Hard to tell by the look of them.
This one only came out as a singular, so let's see.
This one's a lot softer and chewier.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know the gummy worms
I don't
enough.
either.
Yeah.
I feel like this one's the name brand because, like, you shouldn't have to pull these apart.
Or should you?
I mean, typically in those bags they try to make it so you don't.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this one's the name brand.
Okay. Julie says this one. Gideon says this one. Let's see who's right. Knock off. Gideon won.
man.
Gideon won.
You finally won one of these.
That was great, guys.
And that's a wrap, Rams. We hope you enjoyed watching our cook show tonight as much as we enjoyed cooking up a storm.
And don't forget to follow CTV Channel 11 on Instagram for more behind-the-scenes sneak peeks.
See you next time, Fort Collins.
Bon appetit.